be fair, I think I back our chances more. Weirdly enough, I back our chances more in this game than I would have done against Brighton or Burnley. It would be typical us.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Yes, people, welcome back to Weird and Wonderful. Thank you again for joining us for another Premier League preview. Ishmael, what are you
Yo,
saying? How you doing,
man,
bro?
yeah, I'm good. Could be
Keeping that
better.
chin up?
Um,
Keeping that chin up, I
yeah,
hope. Need a big performance this weekend.
exactly. Thankfully, I've had some good personal news this week, which has kind of remedied the
Yeah.
shit show of
Big
my
up,
football team.
Ishmael. Big up. Big up. Big up, my man.
Thank you very
Uh,
much. But yeah, how are you, man? How are you? What are you
yeah,
saying?
good. Do you
Must
know
be
what? To be honest,
cloud nine.
I'm glad. I'm glad because I know tensions are rising over your end at Liverpool, and I'm glad that you've not resorted to any sort of nasty mind games with me. To be honest, I'm really happy that we've managed to keep things, above board and all that.
God.
But speaking of mind games, let's jump straight into this because there's been a bit of a
Yeah,
war of
go on.
words between Klopp and Pep Guardiola. Ishmael, what are your initial thoughts on that? Do you think this is just like what is it? Just handbags? Is it just mind games, or do you reckon
Well,
like what's Klopp's like sort of what's his motive for this?
let me just set the because for anyone who hasn't been keeping up with the story today. So basically, Klopp has suggested that the reason basically he's saying that the reason for City's hot form at the minute is the fact they've had quote unquote a 2 week holiday in the middle of the season.
Mm.
Obviously we all know that City were stricken with a COVID outbreak in their team.
Really early on in the
Um,
season as well, it must
yeah,
be
yeah,
said.
yeah, really early on. Obviously they lost a couple games from being in the Champions League like latter stages.
Mm.
So they've been playing catch up for time. Um, but yeah, Klopp basically, I think he's trying to get into Pep's head a little bit. For me personally, it's not really a good look. I don't want to be sort of tickling the beast, so to speak. Like City are unbeaten in 20 games, I think 19, 20 games.
Mm.
If I was Klopp, I wouldn't really want to be trying to dig it in
Yeah,
too much,
that sounds a bit
especially if we're
submissive
not
to
really
me
like really what for me or from Klopp.
from you.
My
Uh,
my thing is it. My thing is it. You can talk all the big talk you want to talk if everything in your own house is like perfectly patterned. But we have lost two back-to-back home games
mm.
to Burnley and Brighton. Like
Surely it can't be three.
it's not a good look. It's not a good look for. It's not a good look for
Surely
Klopp to be.
it can't be three. Surely.
To be fair, I think I back our chances more. Weirdly enough, I back our chances more in this game than I would have done against Brighton or Burnley. It would be typical us to. Yeah, that's
Wow.
right. I'm putting my wonder balls
So
on the line here. I will save the predictions for the end, but I am more confident of us scoring goals and finding space and creating chances against City than I am against Burnley and Brighton.
okay, well,
There you go.
do
That's the
you know
hot.
what?
That's the hot
Let's.
take.
I've definitely got a response to that, but I'll save that for when we go into the predictions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think just initially, just on Klopp and what he said, I do completely understand his rationale behind it because I mean Liverpool and many other clubs have since had COVID outbreaks and not had the time off to sort of recover and get
Time
their
off. Yeah,
players.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But I
The
think
players that
just quickly,
City
I
have
think
had.
just quickly, I
Like,
think one of the games was against Aston Villa, who also had an outbreak. So I think they got like an extra.
mm,
Because I think that they had a longer time than anyone else. But to call it a break, I think is like a little bit
mm,
insensitive. Pep
definitely.
for me, Pep kind of duppied Klopp with his response as well. So yeah, we need to with the flipping crud we're talking at the moment, we need to turn up on Sunday
Well, yeah, he's
and just like
Klopp's ramping up the pressure on his own players. To be honest,
yeah,
like I do understand where Klopp is coming from with that. He's definitely internalizing it a lot more than he probably should. The only thing I'd say in response to that is United were in a very similar position at the start of the season. We got into the semis
yeah,
of the Europa
yeah,
League, and we suffered, if anything, from not playing games. So I
Yeah,
don't see that. I think if anything, at that point in the season, you want to play games, you want to get out to match fitness.
yeah,
Having a break
completely,
isn't going to do
completely.
anyone any good, especially for
Klopp's
City.
the
So
number one. Klopp's the number one advocate. He's always talking about rhythm and playing a series of games, and you need to play games to get your rhythm, etc., etc. So it just seems like
so it's
a bit
mind
of a weird.
games.
It seems like a bit of a weird move, though. But yeah, I
We'll
feel
see
like
if it works.
the mind games vibe doesn't really suit Klopp for me. Like I preferred him when he was on the humble thing. He wanted to be everyone's friend. He was hugging players. That was like this season. He seems to be getting. I don't want to say rattled because I know that's your buzzwords to use to
He's
describe
been
Klopp.
rattled, man.
But
He has been rattled at times.
he's letting things get to him. Whereas last season, man was just smiling things off. He was like, "Yeah, no, cool, yeah."
It's
Genie,
easy
wow,
to do that when
really,
your
wow, yeah,
but
yeah,
it's easy
exactly.
to do that when your team's winning every game, though, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Just now we're seeing my man's true colours a little bit, but
But yeah,
Klopp's my guy. Klopp's my
enough
guy. Klopp will
enough
always
on
be my
Klopp.
guy.
There's gonna be
Yeah, go on,
22
go on.
players on the pitch tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah.
tomorrow, Sunday. And yeah, I'm keen to sort of just dig into it for like a couple of minutes, just to see how do you see the game panning out. Have you got any fresh injury news from Liverpool side? What have you got any players back? You missing any players? Yeah, and how do you see this? How do you see this game panning out?
I had to laugh when you said that we're missing any players. Of course, like we're fucking constantly missing players, man. So the update at the moment seems to be that Allison is almost certain to come back. He just was ill. Don't know whatever illness.
It's a big miss
For
that.
me, for me, for me. To be fair, Kelleher had a good game against Brighton, but I want to know what kind of illness Allison was stricken with for one game. And he's alright. Like that. Anyway, but yeah, it is what it is. He should be back, which is good news. And then for me, it kind of feels like Mane and Fabinho are sort of 50-50, maybe 60-40 in our favour at the moment. So yeah, if we have no Fabinho, no Mane, it's gonna be looking fucking mad. Like, we need everyone back. I'm pretty confident they'll both be back. I think Klopp said they participated in some training today, so
He needs he needs 2 training sessions, doesn't he?
yeah, yeah. But I feel like for this kind of game, if it's one, you just dash them in, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like,
So Fabinho and Alisson should be back.
Well, for Alisson is almost certain to be back. He just had a little minor thing, and then Mane had a hip injury, and then Fabinho had like a minor muscle injury as well. So
Right.
We're sweating on those two. But Klopp was also talking today about Kabak being ready to play, so I don't know if we'll see him as well. Yeah, I mean, we need Henderson in midfield, especially for this game, because Gundogan for City is bossing at the moment. I think he's got like 7 goals in 9 games.
Goals, yeah, something like that.
7 goals in 9 games or something.
He's doing. He's
So
in form for sure.
We need Hendo. If we're not going to have Fabinho in midfield, which we won't see for the rest of the season, we need Henderson in midfield. See how I've been calling that FSG the last few weeks? Klopp, Hendo needs to get back to midfield. There's no 2 ways about it.
Do you know what? For some reason, I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. I see Henderson back in defence.
With defence, bro,
Yeah,
I can't, man. I actually can't because
And you said Kabak. What about Ben Davies? Has he got any chance of featuring?
I'm not really fast. One of them could start, and Fabinho. That's what I want to see. I want to see Hendo back in midfield, like non-negotiable. I'm not. Yeah, we're missing. We're missing his presence too much in there.
So then,
you want me to give you my predictions?
What's your predicted teams then? How do they look?
Obviously Alisson in goal, Trent right back. Then for me, just from what I've seen on like YouTube, basically between Kabak and Ben Davies, I'll go Kabak because he's a threat from set pieces.
Ben Davies is more experienced, though, isn't he?
He is. But I like
Played
Kabak.
in England before.
I like him. I like his pace, and I like the fact that he's got goals in him from set pieces. This season, since Van Dijk's been out and Matip, we have looked like no threat at all from set pieces. So I want to see someone who's going to be a bit imposing in the box. So I'm going to go Kabak and Fabinho at the back. Never seen it before in my life. Don't know why I'm backing it, but I'm just.
Fabinho still has he played a game back yet? Is he still kind of just on the medical?
He hasn't, and he's one that normally takes a few games to get into rhythm. So I'm a little bit worried, but.
Okay, Fabinho, Kabak, normal fullbacks.
Yeah. Trent
Alisson
Robert.
should be back. What's your midfield
Fingers
looking
crossed.
like?
For me, so this is an interesting one. I was reading an article today about how Thiago settled in, whether this gives the game for him because it's going to be sort of high. Bro, don't
High
even
intensity.
let me finish. I swear to God, let me
It needs
just
to be
finish.
one-touch football, 1-2 touch.
Let me finish. But basically, the article was saying that they were making a case for Curtis Jones starting ahead of Thiago.
Thiago? What, big Thiago?
Listen, that's That it. I'm
What's the
kind of- I'm
rationale
kind of
behind
torn.
that? Because that sounds like an agenda. Because anyone who disses Thiago must have an agenda.
You've got an agenda. What I was reading was an objective, balanced viewpoint, but they're basically talking about Curtis Jones' ability to carry the ball, and we don't have that from midfield. With Wijnaldum,
Genie can.
whoever else, he's not really a ball carrier. He's more of a progressor.
Yeah, he
and
is.
He's like a link between.
Yeah, He's definitely a ball carrier.
But to carry it and to make the final pass, he doesn't really have that.
I feel like I don't know. We're suffering a little bit from short-term memory because I definitely argued last season that Genie was doing that.
His assists speak for themselves. So if you know, you know.
Yeah, we're talking about ball carriers, not talking about.
I'm talking about
makers.
ball carrying to make that incisive pass, not to carry it and then pass it out wide.
Right. And Thiago can't do that.
Along the proof's in the pudding, mate. The way he's been playing for us this season would suggest that he's not been carrying the ball. He's been more of a passer. That's not an. I don't know. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing?
No, I'm just finally hearing some honest feedback from you on Thiago's performances.
Listen, I give honest, objective views on Liverpool. I keep it 100 all the time, as you know. Anyway, so back to my starting lineup. I would go.
Yeah, go on, please.
Personally, I would go Hendo, Thiago, Curtis Jones. I'd stick Gino on the bench for this one. I think if you've got Hendo in there midfield, he's a ball winner.
Yeah.
He can pass as well. He can move the ball on. And I think for
Can
me,
Thiago's
doing a big performance.
Can I ask you to do something? If Liverpool go a goal down, can you just watch, if Thiago does start, can you just watch what happens when he calls for the ball? Not just when he's in possession or looking for possession. Just keep an eye on it and see if he gets ignored a lot. Cause I thought when I noticed
you're trying to run this thing where
he definitely takes a lot. He likes to take a lot of touches.
Yeah, I hear that. But if anything, we pass to him too much. There's times when he's not in the best position. I will give it to him because it's it's Thiago. Let's give the ball to him. I'm not really with that either.
But not when you're losing. That's what I'm saying. I think he gets bypassed in games sometimes. But look.
I haven't really seen that.
Is your front three back?
Let's get back onto track. But that's the thing. Mane as well. We're relying. I don't want to see Divock play, man. Not in this game. I'd allow it, please. I'm not here for Divock. I'm not trying to see him start at this kind of big game. Mane, strap him up. Do what you need to do to him. Give him any injection that you need to give him to be able to play. I need to see him on the pitch.
He needs to get on the pitch.
Bobby Firmino, I'm watching you, bruv. I am watching you this game. Firmino, you sucked me in against Spurs. You made me think that you were back. I am watching you saying I need a performance from you. Because, man, it's...
I thought, What about so if that lineup's not if it's not going to be that lineup, who do you see from your subs bench coming on? Maybe starting. Who are the possible?
Shaqiri maybe for Mane, but I don't really want to see Shaqiri on the left wing either. It all gets a bit mad from there because we saw it against Brighton where
the structure gets all fucked up.
There were times I didn't even know what formation we were playing. It was. Bobby was playing out on the left, which I never want to see. So it was all looking a bit booky, man, to be honest. But City seem to have kind of got a solid system at the moment, solid team. Obviously KDB's out, but they're still firing.
I just really want to see. I want to see your front three firing against that Diaz and Stones centre back partnership. I just want to see and the fullbacks too. I want to see them defend. I want to see how good they are in defending because I know they've been getting their flowers and deservedly so. They've kept a lot of clean sheets recently.
But you want to see how they set up against real big hitters in the Premier.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by it because I want to see I haven't seen Liverpool play any other way than just attacking like heavy metal football. So like I'm excited to
I
just
lost you
yeah
there for a
just
minute, mate. Gonna have to repeat that.
yeah I'll repeat it. I'll repeat it. No, I was just saying that I haven't seen Liverpool play any other way than like high intensity attacking heavy metal football in a long time. Let's just say that. It's been about, I can't remember that, maybe in the Champions League, in your Champions League run a couple of years ago. But
Wait, you're gonna have to run that one back.
yeah, your internet's bugging out. No, I was just saying that we
Wait,
haven't.
like our shit, so I can get a booster. People, you know what to
Yeah,
do.
please, please.
But anyway, mate, go on,
Um,
go on, go on, go on,
no,
go
I
on.
was just saying that we haven't seen Liverpool play any other way than like high intensity attacking heavy metal football in so long. So like it's
heavy metal, brother. Let go, let go of the heavy metal thing.
no, but in all seriousness, I haven't seen Liverpool play, and I haven't seen them divert from their game plan of just attack in so long. So like I'm curious to see what it's like when when Liverpool go up to a team that from what I'm gathering from Liverpool fans right now is as an inferior Liverpool going there as an inferior team to Man City. Like how is there a plan B to like how do you see the game panning
I
out?
don't think so. I wouldn't say we're inferior. Like, our record against City is as good as any team in the league over the last 3 years.
I'm
Even
just
before
saying
we
that's
were
the
like
impression I'm getting
title
from you
contenders,
guys.
I remember this. Well, obviously we're not going in as absolute favourites. We've lost our home record, and they're on a fucking 20-game unbeaten run. So, and our form has been just mad inconsistent. I
Need a
wouldn't say we're favourites, but
come on, like just
I'm
like
gonna
sort
look
it
back and
out.
watch on Monday when I watch on Monday watch on Monday when I sound like an absolute. We clip this up Monday morning, but I fancy our chances in this game more than I do against one of the smaller teams. Even though City's defense is tightened up, I feel like we will get space. I feel like if our front three are not having a stinker, I think we can create chances between them. I've got a feeling. I don't know why. Don't ask me why under any circumstance, but I just have a feeling we're gonna do something in this game. I don't know why.
Okay, Ishmael. Okay, if we're gonna move on to predictions then, what I'm curious about. So, what was your prediction for the Brighton game again? Was it like 3-0?
I said 2-0 Liverpool.
So you must be predicting like 3-0 then for this game. It must be 3-0 for this game then, or 3 or 4.
Say that again.
You must be looking to win this game 3 or 4-0 then.
No, we'll concede. I reckon it 2-1. 2-1 Liverpool.
But I thought you said you fancy your chances to open up this City side more so than Brighton side when you predicted you.
Yeah. But I still think 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1.
Right. Okay. Cool. I personally think City are going to win this 2-0.
2-0. You don't think we're gonna score? Fucking
No,
hell.
I think you man, your that home record just like it's gonna be you don't even want to talk about it. I reckon it's just gonna get to that point where you're just like don't even mention that, don't mention the record. It's gone.
Well, the thing is, now it's gone. I'm not really bothered. I'm not bothered about it. Now it's gone. I'm not bothered about it. I don't want us to become shit at home like certain other teams in the northwest.
All right, we'll jump into that in a sec then, Ishmael. Seeing as you want to talk crud. All right, guys. Yeah, thank you for watching. We're jumping straight into the next one just because I'm ready to go at this, lad. And you know what I mean.
I've tickled.
This,
I've tickled
if you've enjoyed this, if you've enjoyed this, just get ready for the next one, right? Just get ready. Yeah. Liverpool, you're going to come up a lot in the Man United Everton preview.
Bruv,
all right,
boys, don't let me down this weekend, please.
Yeah, man. Look, it's the first time I'm actually. I want Liverpool to do well, and I bet you'll flop as well. That's why I predicted 2-0 because sod's law in that. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for watching. If you've liked the video, give it a like. If you like what you see and you want to see more of it, give us a subscribe as well. It's appreciated. Yeah, if you just want to watch it and just like sort of try before you buy, that's cool as well. But just eventually subscribe.
Buy
yeah,
it. Just subscribe, man. It costs nothing. Slap a like on that.
Yeah,
YouTube,
good cop, bad
Instagram,
cop. No.
YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music. Do it all.
We're all there.
Don't be shy. Do not be shy. It costs nothing. It means everything. So
yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.